Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here and you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications when we go live, hit the bell. And if you want to join our community, links are below for our free options trading group and for our Discord. I think we're just about at like 600 people at our Discord, and we're at 1,700 people on Facebook. And we're currently at a little bit over 6,500 YouTube subscribers. So, I definitely appreciate everyone. Definitely appreciate everyone that was waiting for the video. Bunch of people waiting. What's going on, Jeff? If you're here right now, say what's going on. We are live. But today, man, gotta catch my breath here. Today was kind of interesting. What I want to do is go through over the trades I did for the week. For me, it was a pretty good week. In general, I think a lot of traders had good weeks. I guess it depends on, if you were more bearish or bullish. But there was a lot. I think this week there was a lot of two-sided action. So I think it worked out well for, I want to say, mostly everybody. Francis, sad day. Dari, what's going on? So easy. I'll get with you. I apologize. I got you, man. James, welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah, if you're here right now, say what up. In terms of like SPY, today was a bunch of two-sided action. Even the day before, two-sided action. What was this on? Tuesday, not so much. Monday, not so much. Pretty much upside Monday, downside Tuesday, and then flat Wednesday. But last two days, for whether you're bulls or you're bears, nothing happened to me. I don't know if you watched my last live stream that I had on the channel. Basically, the short answer is the channel blew up too fast, and I needed some time on my end to reorganize my life. But I'm also working on like training materials and things that I think is good for the community, tools and those kind of things. I'm working pretty hard on the back end, so I kind of took a step back from streaming to concentrate on everything else. I mean, like when I'm not streaming, like I definitely miss streaming. Like live streaming, like just to give you some examples here, live streaming, I don't get a lot of views on compared to my other videos. Like I could easily just chunk out video after video and make videos that get a lot of views. But the reason why I like live streaming is because I get to connect with you directly, and the people that actually care about this channel are in this live stream or come to the live streams. I mean, there's probably not going to be a lot of live people in the live stream today because I kind of just went live randomly. I didn't really announce it, but when I'm back more on my regular schedule for streaming, a bunch more people will tune in. I mean, there's a bunch of people in here right now. I definitely appreciate you, especially sticking around for the channel because I've been MIA. But I have been active on Facebook. I have been active on Discord. I have been active. I do answer all the comments. People leave comments on the YouTube videos, whether they're love or hate. I respond to every single one of them. So I'm definitely around. I just I took a break. I took a break from streaming just because it was a lot. It was a lot because I guess it's kind of hard to explain. It's just funny to explain. Like, what happened to you? Well, thankfully I'm still here. I didn't die or anything, so that's good. Eric, what's going on? Steve. Yeah, if you're here right now, say what up. Jesse, stop asking when it's a good time to sell. But yeah, let's talk about some of my trades. Let's talk about the today I'm up around, I wanted to say like $200 ish today. But let's go through, because I haven't streamed this week. Let's go through some of my activity here for the last 7 days or so. I'm not drinking Coke. I have a Spindrift, sparkling water. Pinkies up. on a Friday afternoon. Rewerts, what's going on? Man, I've been definitely enjoying you in the Discord. It's been fun. But yeah, let's go through my trades here a little bit, and then we can talk about the charts or any stocks that you want to talk about. Yeah, Tesla's a tough one. But if you're looking at the tickers here, I kept it real simple, but I did not have a losing trade this week so far. I kept it real simple. I was trading SPY and Lyft. That was it. I kept it to 2 tickers. I never went beyond more than 2 positions. Chipotle finally paid back. Nice. Sold my Coke. So pressure's off. So on, let's see here, 5-6. When is that? 5-6. Okay, so Monday out the gate, 5-6. Monday, I bought the 290 put SPY and the 296 call for $1.77. Let's bring up this chart here. So on Monday we were up in here. We had a crazy day. So let's zoom in on this. So Monday we started out the week, SPY was like 290, 293 area, and we came all the way down to 289. So I put a position on. I had the 290 put, the 296 call, and all my positions this week have been bearish. Have been bearish strangles. If you want to know. Yo, Baron, what's up? So that paid out, that trade, $1.77. I closed it the next day, 5-7 for $3.16 because we did this, we had the sharp drop, so we had it up here, came down, it was 288, came down to like 285 area. And as the bounce back's been coming, I've just been kind of reloading. Lyft on Wednesday. So Lyft was one of my, I wouldn't say regrets, but in Discord. So let's get to the trade. So Wednesday, James, I'm confused. Use TOS or Tastyworks? I use both. So on Lyft, I put a trade on for $3.06, so 306 on Wednesday. I bought the 54.50 put and the 60 call on a Wednesday. So if we're looking at Lyft here, Harish, what's up? Wednesday, where's Wednesday here? So let's take a look at Wednesday. So the reason why I was trading Lyft is because I knew that the Uber IPO was going to be coming out and things could get a little rocky. And also I was trading the after earnings play. So Lyft seriously just bombed earnings terribly. Can I go over what a bearish strangle is quickly? Yeah, sure. Real quick. Let's just say I'm trading SPY right here. A bearish strangle would be like you're leaning more towards the put side. So I would buy a put closer to the end of the money, and then I would buy a call further out from when the money, so it would look something like this. So you want it to go down more than you want it to go up, but if it does go up a lot, you'll have some protections in place. You'll either break even, make a little bit of money, or get out with a smaller loss than what you would intended to. So that's the down and dirty of the bearish strangle. Short lift to zero. I don't know if it's going to go to zero anytime soon, but Uber. So in my opinion, Uber and Lyft are overpriced. However, Lyft, I think they did have a good when their IPO came out. I mean, they started at 88. Now they hit $50.02 today. I thought they were going to break 50. But on Wednesday, I put a position on up in here, and I had the 54.50 put. Actually, I put it on. I think I put it on in here. Yeah, actually down in here. I had the 54.50 put, and I had the 60 call for protection. And as you can see, this thing's been swinging wide this week. It went up to 60, down to 50. It had $10 wide. $10 wide swings here. And then, so in Discord, I said that my trade idea was if it comes down to 52 or 53 area, I will take it off. And my regret was not taking it off at that point in time and reloading that position, because what happened here on Wednesday is I put the position on in here, and then at close it just went from 55 all the way down to like 52, 53 area, which then met my criteria for taking the position off. And then I didn't, because I'm like, well, I just put the position on. It might go down a little bit more, but I had to remind myself that once you hit your goals, take the trade off, because as you can see, Thursday, yesterday, after it hit the 52 area, it came back up and I started losing money on the position. It came back up to 56. And then I was losing some money on the position. And thankfully today, we had this huge just fall off here. I was able to take the position off. And mind you, trading Lyft and SPY, I've been trading things because the market's been kind of violent. I've been trading things that are far further out. So Lyft I had for next Friday expiration, and then I did put another Lyft position on, which I will show you here in a second. So I put that Lyft position on for 306, and then today I sold it for 437 when we had this nice breakdown right in here, when I had this nice breakdown. So we made about, I think, 40% or so. So you can't complain about that. Like I said, met my goals for the trade. I think in Discord. Where did I say in Discord? So you guys don't think I'm lying here. So just so you know, I do post my trades in Discord. So yeah, so I said originally when I put the Lyft on, see, my target was 52 to 53 area, and then I said I made a quick 20, like close to SPY out the other day. Made 20% on SPY, and then I closed it and I'm leaving my position on Lyft open. I do like the positions, but I don't want to hold too much overnight. So instead of closing out both, I took off SPY, made 20%, and then I kept Lyft. Even though Lyft already hit my goals, I kept Lyft on overnight, kept the risk, and as you can see, when you don't take the money, it could easily go against you, which it did. But today came back into play. And then today on Lyft, we'll go into Lyft here. Today on Lyft, I then opened another position on Lyft. I bought the 50 put and the 58 call. And now this one I pushed it out because premium got a lot cheaper. Premium really got crushed this afternoon when we had the this SPY rip here. When the market started bouncing back, Lyft kind of tried to come back, but it couldn't. So what time did I put that Lyft position on? Lyft I put on at 2:13. I'm central, so right in here was like falling. I put the position on because I thought I was going to revisit it could break down below 50. But I was able to get a cheaper position, but for 2 weeks out. So I'm trading further out. I'm not going that short. I'm leaving some room for mistakes and some error and making sure I can get out. Also today, I then also opened up another position on SPY. SPY for 270. I have it for May 17th. I have the 285 put and the 292 call on SPY. So when SPY was bouncing back and it was giving back some right in here, I put the position on. I'm like, okay. What I was gonna do is I was gonna leave the position off. I was just going to say, hey, I made enough money today. I don't need to make any more trades. But then this rip, and then it looked like it might wanted to give it back. I couldn't help myself. I just couldn't help myself. So I shorted it, and as you can see, it went up more. But I think I'm still good on that position. So I'm down $37 on it. Not the end of the world. I'm up $15 on the lift position. Overall, this week I'm up around $400. I just been trading the one account. So as you guys know, I normally trade on 4 accounts, but this week and recently I just wanted to keep it simple because the stock market was pretty hectic, and I think in terms of the stock market, we were just getting bounced around like a yo-yo because of I mean, how many news alerts did we get? How many news alerts did we get for the tariff or the tariff war that were going on? And it seemed like, okay, well, there's going to be, it's like a reality TV show almost, like, okay, well, if there's no deal by midnight, we're raising tariffs by 25%, and on the $200 billion worth of goods, and it's so much drama. Like, we knew, like, the market was rallying on news, like, hey, the market dropped a couple of days, and then he said, we're gonna have a trade. We're gonna have a trade deal by next Friday. This was like a week ago, and they've been playing. I don't know why the stock market is still reacting to this trade deal news, because they've said this like a million times. Like, we're gonna have a trade deal by Friday, or we're gonna have a trade deal by, and like it never happens. Like, it never happens. It's never happened. We haven't. China doesn't want to do a deal. China doesn't want to do a deal. They're good. Like, they're just going to raise the cost of goods, and the consumers are going to have to pay for it. So in the end, I mean, there might be some hurt in the beginning, but who's going to get hurt on this is the lower and middle class, unless we stop buying from China. But that kind of thing doesn't happen overnight. So I think, this is my personal opinion, of course. Like, I think that Trump is kind of stuck because he applied so much pressure, and I think he was under the assumption, hey, when you apply a lot of pressure, eventually something's gonna crack. Like, they'll make some concessions, they'll want to work. Like, we're the U.S., we're the superpower of the world. We're like we are number one in the world, right? But then China's like, well, maybe the deal is not so good for us. Maybe this is not what we want to do, and now there's no deal, and now Trump's going to be facing some pressure, especially around the 2020 election. He's going to be feeling some pressure like, hey, you got us into this mess. You got to get us out of this mess. And what does that mean? And he's saying that the tariffs are adding X amount of billions of dollars to our economy. Meanwhile, none of this has been reported by anyone else. He just says it all the time. I don't, if it's true, if it's true, I would like to see some outside firm that says, hey, tariffs have had added X amount of value to our economy, or added this much money to the U.S. Treasury. He says all the money from the tariffs go directly to the U.S. Treasury. So I don't know what that means. But yeah, let's go over. Reached before close, bought the 517 to 190 put. Nice. Okay, Disney, Roku. People are asking about Roku. Jesse's asking about Roku. Let's look at Roku. I know that Roku had good earnings. I wasn't trading this, but let's take a look here. Whew. They crushed some premium there today. So what I was looking at here is because they had earnings, and when a company has earnings, volatility is high before earnings because people don't know how much it's going to move or where it's going to go, right? And then after the earnings released, premium gets crushed, but like this moved a lot from 65 up to 82, and not always, premium doesn't always get crushed right at market open the next day. Premium could get crushed later that day. Premium could get crushed, obviously it went down, as you can see here. Down here's my implied volatility chart. As you can see, it was running high, and then it went down a little bit, but now it's really low, and that's why you see like pricing like this. If you're like, wow, it moved a lot. And today it only moved, it went down 42 cents, looks like. But, if you were to hold on to these, I mean, premium got crushed on the puts here, 44% loss, 30% loss. That's why, like, if you don't really know about earnings and Premium Crush and all that, you should probably not trade it. And I rarely trade earnings. The one thing that I wanted to trade, but I didn't trade, was the Disney earnings. My idea, I said it plenty of times on the Discord and in Facebook, that I was looking at like a Iron Condor. And the reason why I was looking at like an Iron Condor on Disney is because a stock that has run a lot on Disney, like when a stock runs a lot pre-earnings, I'm not saying it happens every time, but it happens enough. There's enough occurrences of when a stock runs or falls hard before earnings, chances are it might stay the same unless there was a huge catalyst. But with this instance, it was priced in. This move was priced in. And yes, they beat earnings, but they were up before on their streaming service news. Iron Condor would have been a great play here on Disney. I think right now, because Disney ran so hard, it didn't go down today. I mean, it went down to 131 up to 134 on Disney. Some nice price action. Pretty much just followed the S&Ps and the indices on the price action today. In terms of Disney, I think that, earnings was good, but a lot of it's going to be priced in because it literally went from like 100 to 142. 107, 108 to 142 nonstop run, and that's due to the streaming service. So a lot of it was priced in. So if you didn't make the money in here, you got to be careful. And a lot of people that probably went heavy on calls or heavy on puts for earnings, they all lost money. They all lost money on this. So if you're not making it when the stock is moving, like in options, like when you're buying and selling options, you make money when the stock moves. If the stock is staying still or the stock is not moving or just going nowhere, just being very slow, maybe it is moving but going very, very slow, you're going to lose money. That's where option sellers make money. So it's a two-sided thing. You have to realize what the best strategy is for that time and place, and what the chart looks like, what the market's doing, what the stock did, what do you think the stock is going to do? I mean, after running like 30%, do you think it was going to go to 150, 160? Chances are not good. It could have, but chances are not good. I think it's a good play to. Let's see here, Eric. Let's see here. Infinite Being. Been watching UXIN. I have a cover call on X. Is that Steel? Yeah, I don't really trade steel that much. Let's see here. I have a cover call on ticker symbol X, selling the 17 call, and sold the call for 45 cents. So that's what did you say here? It's Eric. I think it's good play. So you're selling the May 17th. Let's see here, the May 17th 17 call. Expire May 31st. Okay. May 31st, 17 call, 45 cents. Yeah, I think it's a good play. I don't think it's gonna break out. It's been quite the downtrend, so you just bleed it out for another week. When you're selling premium, you don't ever want to take it down to like zero. Like, you don't want to go to max profit. Like, you got to evaluate when you're selling premium, because eventually the juice gets hard to squeeze. So what I mean by that, like so you'll start off, let's say you said the cost base was like 45 cents, and let's say it goes down to 20 cents. Going from 45 cents to 20 cents is a whole lot easier than going from 20 cents down to 0 cents, right? So when you're selling premium, you really want to set realistic goals. Like, I don't ever really go above 50% for my profits. I take it, if it's going like 30% and it's struggling, take the money. If it's at 25% and it's struggling to make more, take the money. When selling premium, it's all about those short bursts of profit. So just set smaller profit targets. You can only make more. The amount of money that you can make is 100%. You can't make more than 100%. So that's all you get to play with. Like, when you see people making 150%, 200%, that's on buying calls or selling or buying puts. But when you're shorting premium, you got to be realistic. Are you happy with 10%, 25%, 30%? A lot of times what I see like in comments in on the YouTube and Facebook and Discord is people trying to go to worthless, and I know a lot of times that'll definitely bite you because you may be trying to squeeze that last 4 cents, and then the position goes against you. You're actually losing money. So, when you're selling premium, set realistic targets. Advice on learning how to trade options. I'm a day trader, but want to get into options. Well, it sounds like you already have a leg up. So if you're day trading stocks, it's pretty much, I wouldn't say it's the same as trading stocks. You're trading options on an underlying, which the underlying would be the stock. So you're caring about the stock price, but there's other variables that you really need to take account of when learning options, like implied volatility, buying options, selling options. So what does it mean to like write a contract? What does it mean to sell options or be short options? There's a lot of people this week that I noticed in comments that they were putting on complex orders in Robinhood, like iron condors and stuff like that, and they weren't exactly sure what they were, and then they were surprised when their short positions went in the money and they were assigned stock and they were down like $30,000, and they didn't understand. If you don't understand options and you don't understand selling options, don't go with a complex order like as a vertical spread or butterflies or iron condors or anything like that, because you could really get yourself in financial trouble if you're not sure how to get yourself out of those situations. So, I know it says my iron condor has a max loss. Just for an example, one thing that let's say I did an iron condor on this here SPY. Let's say I did an iron condor on this, and we'll quickly make this an iron condor, right? So let's make this an iron condor. Okay, so I now constructed an iron condor here. The one of the things that you gotta be concerned about, and this is a pretty tight one. Let's say it was loosened up a little bit. Oops, this is not an iron condor. This is an iron condor. Sorry. This is an iron condor. Okay. So iron condor, we have the you're short the strikes closer to in the money, and you are long the strikes further out of the money. So in this instance, one thing that you gotta be concerned about is, yes, it says my max loss here is $145 for this. My max profit is $55. My max loss is $145. And people get confused, like, oh, I can only lose $145. I can only lose this. What's the risk? But the risk is if SPY falls between these strikes. So if it falls, I try to tell people this. Let's say 286 and my long strike is 284. Let's say it goes to 285 and it's just sitting there. And then I get assigned the stock for 286. Yes, I'll have the stock, but you're going to lose money on the 284. So you could sell the stock, but you're going to probably incur more losses than $145. So just be aware that your protections aren't in place, because if your protections would be in place if 284 was in the money and you can exercise that stock, exercise this option and cover your stock position. But you gotta be careful about that. I've just seen a lot of comments this week about people selling during earnings and then getting assigned a one leg and still having one leg open out of the money. It's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Oh, Reworks works there. Nice. Hope the stock recovers for your sake. Yeah. Let's see here. Cover calls rock. Always working on gathering enough shares. Yeah, covered calls are good. I don't typically do a lot of cover calls, mainly because it's not really what I want to expose my account to. I would rather instead of selling cover calls, I would rather do like vertical spreads and scale up, collect more premium, or an iron condor or something like that. Yo, Kit, what's going on? Yeah, if you're here right now, say what up. Definitely missed you guys. Let's see here. But yeah, Eric, I think it's a decent play. I know I kind of went ranted off there on the. I don't know if I answered your question. Yeah, Daniel, I agree. Definitely a great options trader week. In terms of where we're going, I really think if we're looking at SPY, I definitely think that we can retest like the 277, 275 area. And then if it breaks through there, obviously, we have the support, I guess you can call support around the 260 area. This tariff problem is not going to go away. And so I'm going to be trading accordingly. Yes, we touched new all-time highs, but it's always dangerous when the market doesn't react to the actual companies or the values of the companies. It's dangerous when the market is reacting to news headlines. So, anybody else got any other stocks they want to look at here while we're going through some stocks? Unless you just want to hear me rant. Yeah, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. We're about honesty here. Baron, I don't usually trade butterflies. And one of the things, though, I haven't been trading a lot of. I haven't been selling a lot of premium. One of the things that I'll be doing when there's lower volatility for you guys is kind of exposing you. So there was a time and place where I was 100% selling premium for a long time, and then I kind of lean towards like when high volatility struck, I really liked the strangle. And as you guys see, I've been doing strangles for a while, and I really like doing that. But I will be showing, because some people are like, well, can you show longer term trades? And like when I sell premium, like I'm not doing it very short term, so I'm doing it more long term. So I'm thinking like, okay, if I sell premium, I'll do it like 20 days out. I typically don't go under 10 days. It really depends on if it's like an earnings play. But like I said, I don't do a whole lot of earnings plays. Uber, I think Uber, yeah, Dario, we'll talk about AIG for sure. One thing I do want to say about Uber, I think it was quite disappointing to see that it opened up below the IPO price of $45. And it shed 8% below, or almost 8%, 7.62% for those people that will call me out. But 7.62% down. I mean, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. I wouldn't be surprised in about 2 weeks it's at 20, down 50%. JC, what's going on? All right, AIG. Let's take a look. All right, AIG looks like earnings was good. You have the 53 call for 524. And let's see here. 524. 53 call. Okay. So the bid and the ask, it's 5 cents. The volume was very low, so just be very careful. Like when volume was under like 500 or even 300, 200, like we can't even crack 50 here. We're just be very, very careful about that. Might make it difficult to get in and out, but looks like you're onto something here. AIG, I think it could very well retest this 54 level. I would definitely, like if it hits like 53.50, 53.75, for me personally, I would take that position off, because the risk of it being rejected at 54 is pretty high. As you can see here, oh man, you can't see that. As you can see here, it was trading in a range for a long time until it eventually broke down, and now it's trying to make its recovery. So just be aware of that. Do you think that these new apps and scared new traders can make the market crazy like this, or are we still small? Yeah, we're nothing. I hate to say it, but nobody cares about us. We don't generate enough volume. It's the algorithms. Mostly just the algorithms, and we're competing against that. So that's why, like, it's best not to fight, because you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. There's a lot of people out there that get like they get stubborn, and they say, well, I'm just gonna keep doing this, and, I'm gonna impact the market. You're not gonna impact, even if you're trading $1 million at a time, it's not going to impact the market whatsoever. I hate to say it, but Yeti. Kyria, what's going on? Yeti, I don't really trade. Let's see here. How are their monthlies? Yeah, I mean they're okay. Open interest is good. Volume is not the hottest. But in terms of the chart, I probably wouldn't be trading the option. Let's see what the bid and ask. Bid and the ask is way too wide. So I probably wouldn't trade that. If I was going to do anything, I would probably just buy shares. Looks like a good time to buy some shares here. Nice little bounce off of this 27 area. So I would probably buy some shares. Baron, I'm still working on the training. And I'm looking to. I think you missed the part, but I really enjoy the streaming aspect, and I really want to do that. I just need to figure out. So I'm trying to get a lot of content done right now, and then I'll be back to my kind of like my regular programming, if you will. Yeah, I mean when you're trading like rewards, when you're trading against logarithms, you're not going to win, but your trade ideas can be aligned with what the market is doing. And the thing is, a lot of times, like right now, things don't make a lot of sense to people because, why would the market rally today with no deal still? Why would it go down so much and then rally? Why would it close green? Why would it be down? Why would Dow be down 350 points and then be up 144 points? And sometimes you can't make rational opinions about the market. The market's not always rational. People try to justify and make it rational, and the market is irrational, and it will tear your face off. So the best thing you can do is concentrate on your entries, concentrate on your exits, and as we were talking about, like my Lyft exit, yes, it paid off, but I could have got really big trouble because I didn't follow my initial goal. If I followed my initial goal, it would have been less stressful, would have been more profitable, more consistent, and I would have been out, and I would have been able to redeploy those profits. Like I've been saying for a long time, it's a way easier to redeploy profits than it is to redeploy losses, because eventually your account goes to zero. If you're redeploying profits, take the profit, redeploy the capital. Dennis, what's up? BYND? I don't think I've. Oh, Beyond. Oh, this was one that IPO'd just a few days ago. Beyond. Yeah, Beyond Meat. I think outside of like the tech. I mean, I don't know what do you guys classify these guys at? I mean, they're not like a tech company, but they innovated. They're not like a pharmaceutical company, but. You know what I'm saying? They said they're in the meat business. Right now I think that they're a lot of hype. So we need numbers. We need data. When's their earnings? Anybody know? Let's see here. Okay, their earnings are not till August 1st, apparently. So it's tough. I don't think personally I know what they're valued at. For companies, I usually like to wait till we have a couple earnings reports out, so then we can see kind of what's going on. It's kind of like Lyft. Lyft and Snap and all those people that are just new to IPO, get some data. And the only way they share data with you is whether they have a press event or earnings. Most news or most insight for the companies exposed during earnings. Beyond Meat is the best veggie burgers ever. Are they the ones that make the Impossible Burger? Is that them? Is that them? Beyond Meat Burger. I don't know. Are they the ones that labeled the Impossible Burger? If someone knows, let me know. But I know the Impossible Burger. Whoever makes the Impossible Burger, I mean, is getting traction. The question is for okay, because I know like Burger King and some of the fast food chains are starting to sell it. The question is, I know it's a lot of hype up front. The question is, are people going to buy it long term? They offer it to their customers. Just like any product, any new product, they'll offer it to their customers, and they'll keep offering it to their customers as long as the customer buys it. If the customer doesn't buy it, Burger King is going to say we're not going to buy. Is it consumer defensive? Huh. Interesting. Yeah, options came out and just tanked. So you also have to be concerned. So other thing is about IPOs, you have to be concerned about the share lockup period. So when a company IPOs, there's a point in time where people that were original shareholders can begin selling their stock. They don't allow them to sell it on the IPO day, mainly because they don't want all those people just to unload the stock and bomb their IPO. So like when Snap IPO'd or Uber, they have a lockout period saying, okay, these shareholders, they cannot sell their shares, whether it's 2 months, 3 months, or whatever the time frame they agree to in when they do their IPO. So you gotta be concerned about that too. Is that people are going to want to make money off the IPO. People are going to want to take their money off this. It depends on how much and who and how much stock that is. So you got to be concerned about that. Loyalty, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a vegan, but I mean, it makes sense. But I'm also scared of probably eating something that's very engineered. I think it has a lot of good hype, and I know people who are vegan and they have vegan chicken, and then they have the Impossible Burger, and they have this kind of thing, and they're like, well, it even bleeds and all this stuff, and I'm like, well, that's a lot of time in the lab, and a lot of things can happen, and who knows, 15 years from now, they're like, maybe it wasn't such a good idea to make those kind of things, but who am I? People eat what they want to eat. Like I drink Coke, and people are anti-Coke, and people, I'm drinking this water and whatever. It's unfortunate. I don't know if in terms of cancer and all that, if it comes from our food or what, but some things maybe not shouldn't be made. But I probably wouldn't mind trying an Impossible Burger, but I get the lab thing kind of makes it weird. I get juicing and all that whole thing, and but yeah. Anyways, we got about a few minutes left. Anyone want to drop some tickers here? Try a product before you buy the stock, James. Good idea. Yeah, I mean, when buying stock in long-term holds, I mean, you buy things that you enjoy, and you buy things that you're knowledgeable about. So, some people they buy stocks just to buy stocks, especially like penny stock traders, stuff like that, and they don't necessarily understand the gravity of what they're owning or selling. BA. Yeah, BA is back to mid range. Yeah, today kind of bounced back. Yeah, BA is back to mid range. I think that if the market cooperates, the thing is the China tariff thing is it highly weighs on Boeing. I think it's at a good place if it wants to bounce, but if this thing with China really ramps up, it's like Boeing and Caterpillar and those guys are going to tank hard. Had a nice range this week from almost 380 down to 348. Definitely a nice range, mostly all downside. So nice down moves this week. after it was kind of trying to consolidate and trying to break out again, but earnings, it did nothing. And then we had all this downward pressure. I mean, I think Boeing is still like a good stock to own for the long term. But if you're options trading it like we are, it's I would be on the fence about it right now. I mean, what is option pricing going for this? I mean, what? Okay, so next week the expected move is $11. That's actually not too bad. And then the expected move for the following week is $16. So I think if the stock moves, these options are underpriced. I mean, it's an expensive stock to trade, but I think it moved, but basically $40 this week, and next week it's priced in to move plus or minus $11. So I think that the option pricing is undervalued, which you could find a pretty good deal in there, but again, you need the stock to move. If we have a breakdown to like 4, like probably like 335 or so. Would be even more interesting, like right down in here, 330 area, have a 330 area bounce. But then that's $24, and the expected move is plus or minus 11. So then those options are going to pay for the buyer. So you wouldn't want to be an option seller in that for that move, and you wouldn't want to be an option seller if it recovers back up to 380 either, because the option pricing is an $11 move, and then the following week is pricing in a $16 move. So that's a $30 move up. So you got to be careful. Rewords. Take it easy, man. I don't know if are they. So I think are the Max 737s. I know they're grounded, but are they going to rebrand them and relaunch them, or are they scrapping them? I think it's too much money to scrap them. I have a feeling they're going to rebrand it and put them out as something else, which is kind of scary. See here. Dari team. Oh, Chris, expected move. So on the options chain here, on the right hand side, this is the same in Tastyworks too. I can show you. So I don't know what platform you're on. But if you're looking at BA and Tastyworks, on the right-hand column here, you have the implied volatility, but you have plus or minus like $9.76 or $9.92, plus or minus $14.11. That shows you how much. That's a calculation. So the plus or minus, the same as Tastyworks here, as you can see on the right-hand Thinkorswim. Right-hand side here gives you the plus or minus. Now this is a calculation that the platform produces based on what the option pricing is and what they think the option pricing is expecting. So right now the market is expecting on Team for next week a plus or minus $5.96 move, plus or minus up or down. So that's calculated based on how the options are priced in here. But let me make this a little bit smaller so you can see Team. Whew. Atlassian. So I know a lot about this company, but I've never traded them. I've used their products, but I've never traded them. And this is crazy, from 60 to 130. I mean, that's insane. I probably gotta look into this. I didn't really realize they were trading. In terms of volume, not so good. Let's see what today's was. Yeah, volume. So volume. You need option volume, but this is just off the chain. Bid and ask is 50 cents. Pretty terrible. So you got to be careful if you're trading it. I mean, now it's breaking to all-time highs probably. I don't see my 5-year. Yeah, all-time highs. Insane. I wouldn't be the first one to short this. That's for sure. And I'm sure people have been shorting it and has not been paying out. James, what is Discord? Discord's a chat, basically like a chat room. The link is below to our our Discord if you want to join. Supposed to fix them, still would make me nervous flying on one. Have you been following WKHS? I have not. But yeah, that's crazy. I don't do a whole lot of penny stocks. I'm mostly just an option trader. I don't have any options to trade. But yeah, that's crazy from 82 cents to 327 to now $1.82. That's nuts. I'm primarily an options trader, but that's pretty crazy. But anyways, guys, let's get this weekend rocking. I mean, if you are new here and you find value here, hit subscribe. If you want to join our UVH fam or community, hit the links below. We have to our free options trading group in Facebook and to Discord. I definitely had a ton of fun on this stream. I have fun every stream. It was good. It was a good trading week. We had fun. I'll be here. You guys, come on by the Discord. Come on by Facebook. Hit me up on Instagram, Twitter, whatever you want to hit me up on. Feel free to ask questions. I'll be around. You guys have a great weekend.